Hey guys, in this video I'm talking about 7 skills that people with ADHD in adulthood will lack. All that plus more is coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the AspieWorld. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about those subjects, remember to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to learn more by clicking that notification bell. Also, if you're watching on Facebook and Instagram, make sure to follow this page for more videos like this. As this video is sponsored by the awesome Premium Jane and their products of the Delta 8 CBD product. Now, Premium Jane comes to me with a discount code for you guys, which is 25% off using the link premiumjonline.com/Aspie, A-S-P-I-E. You get 25% added automatically if you use that link. I will link it in the description below and in the comment. Now, the Delta 8 CBD line is super amazing. They have everything from gummies to oils to different types of tinctures, and they do gummy packs. Like, you could buy 3 bottles or you could buy like 1 bottle. There's different flavored gummies. And one thing I found really interesting is that they actually do CBD bath bombs. I mean, if that's not relaxing, I don't know what is. Now, I have tried Premium Jane products myself. Me and my partner both tried them because we both suffer from anxiety, and we just wanted a better way to kind of like, you know, deal with anxiety. And so the days we're feeling super anxious, we actually take the Premium Jane gummies, which are just absolutely amazing, the CBD gummies, and we take 2 of those when we're feeling kind of super anxious, or on a typical day, we'll just take 1 in the morning. Now, they're super awesome. I really like this company, and these are probably some of the best gummies I've ever tasted. Now, if you are somebody like me who doesn't always like to take oils, or maybe you don't want to do a bath bomb, you can always get the gummies, and they're super awesome. And like I said, you get 25% off using the link in the description from me. You can do that right now. Like I said, the link is actually in the pinned comment in this video and is also in the description of this video, and also in the show notes of the podcast if anyone's listening on the podcast. I'll just go to the address that I just said. Let's get on with the video. Guys, what is going on? Welcome back. Super awesome. Okay, so first things first. Whew. These are usual skills that I'm talking about in this video that people at the age of like 2 and finish at the age of 30 kind of develop. So from 2 to 30, you kind of develop all of these skills, but people who have ADHD are about 30 to 40% behind in all of these areas, which is really what I'm kind of trying to get at here, because I feel like these are really good self-awareness, ADHD, understanding, acknowledgement stuff, which I think is super important, because when you know the issues, then you know how to kind of maybe find some solutions or help for those things. Okay, so the first one we're talking about here is self-awareness. Now, being self-aware, knowing what triggers you and what emotional needs you have or what issues you have is important, but it's difficult for people with ADHD to kind of grasp all of that, because the ADHD brain is so chaotic, and it's here, there, it's everywhere, it's pretty much all over the place, and that's just people with ADHD in general. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, there's nothing wrong with being like that. The only thing is, to have self-awareness is good for your emotional stability, and I think that people with ADHD really lack that sometimes, and I think that they strive to have that emotional stability. So self-awareness, practicing self-awareness, is a way to overcome and kind of get up to speed with lacking in this area. Okay, number 2 is inhibition. Now, you know, a self-conscious feeling like being unable to act relaxed in a typical situation is kind of like the inhibition. So, like, you know, people who may be uncomfortable in a situation might be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just kind of pretend that I'm okay with this and go along with it just to get through the situation. But people with ADHD will lack that inhibition to do that, and therefore they may just be really blunt and be like, this situation sucks, I want to get out of here, yada yada, let's move on, right? And because of that, the inhibition is completely lost across the board, and you're watching this now laughing, thinking, oh goodness, yeah, I've done that, you know, and it's something that does lack in people with ADHD, and, you know, I suppose practice can make progress with that, but I'm not entirely sure if it could, you know, completely be overcome. Okay, so number 3 is non-verbal working memory. I mean, this is a bit of a handful to say, but the ability to recall memories that do not have any spoken word to them in regards to a working practice of something. So the ability to recall a memory that doesn't have any spoken words. So basically, when, you know, we look in pictures and we see words and stuff like that, but people with ADHD will have a hard time recalling the pictures if there was no actual audio with that, because they're more kind of like audio-based memories. Their recall is based on audio stimuli. So it's really interesting. It's actually a fascinating one. I'm not saying everybody with ADHD, 30 to 40% of people will lack this who have ADHD, but it's something really, really interesting. And I guess practicing remembering stuff, using like flip cards and stuff like that, just to practice remembering those things will definitely help you overcome the fact that non-verbal working memory is an issue for people with ADHD. Now, number 4 is verbal working memory. So the same as the non-verbal one, it's difficult to actually recall working memory tasks that include verbal commands. So say somebody says to you, or says to somebody with ADHD, if you're not the person with ADHD, hey, go over here and do X, Y, and Z tomorrow. So they can remember, oh yeah, I need to go somewhere tomorrow, but I can't remember what I'm supposed to do because there is a verbal command there in a linear format, like a command of things to do, but they'll never remember those things to do. I know all the parents watching this right now kind of like laughing because they've said to their kids, go to the kitchen and get me this, that, and the other, and then the kids come back with like, an orange and a shoe, and they're like, what on earth are you doing? Like, oh, I totally forgot what you asked me, So it's really funny, and I can see you, man. If you're laughing right now, give this video a thumbs up. I love you. Okay, so let's get to it. Number 5 is emotional self-regulation, right? So the ability to regulate one's emotions is a key skill for social interaction, but it's difficult for people with ADHD. And what that means is, how do you regulate your emotions? How do you know when you're happy or sad or in between or angry or getting flustered or getting triggered? I mean, all of these emotions are categorized through, external stimuli, but that external stimuli sometimes is so overwhelming that you don't know how to regulate one's emotions. And that is something that is very difficult for people with ADHD. You might know that people with ADHD are actually, very happy one minute, and then they'll be extremely low the other minute, and then they'll be fine, and then they'll be really happy, and then they'll be really angry, and it just goes up and down. There's no regulation there. There's no way to regulate that and make it kind of more consistent throughout the day or even throughout their life. And that's nothing bad. It's just how that brain pattern neurologically is working with an ADHD type brain. So there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just something that, again, is a skill that you could probably learn to manage if you had the right intervention or support or therapy. Okay, so number 6, this is a big one. This is self-motivation. Self-motivation is a huge issue for people with ADHD. I know myself, to get motivated to do anything is really difficult, or I'll get motivated to do one thing and then I'll just start doing something else. And so I have all of these like half-done things because I'm like trying to switch around and get to all these different things. It's a mess. But the motivation can be lacking sometimes for people with ADHD because of that fact, and that's why. Okay, so number 7, really big one. This one is planning and problem solving, right? So people with ADHD, this can be anything from planning, what to have for lunch, or planning a trip or a holiday, and these plans themselves create problems that need solving in the ADHD people who will have issues with these in these areas. Like if you've got ADHD and you're trying to plan something, you're going to create more issues than you would solutions whilst trying to plan. I know everybody is like cringing and laughing so much now because they know it's them, right? I'm talking about you right now. Someone's like, can you plan this trip? It's like, no problem, I got it, man. And then ADHD guy, I'm planning this trip. Oh my goodness, what about the food in the trip? Okay, and then we're gonna get drinks, but other people have different drinks, and there's so many people on the trip. Everyone's gonna have a different drink. Then we're gonna have to have different drink tokens. I think this trip is gonna be a lot longer because just the stop for gas and food is gonna take us a lot longer. It's gonna take us a couple of weeks. So that being said, ADHD brains, planning and problem solving is something that you can work at using planners and problem solving apps, and just maybe planners, bullet journals, things like that can help you organize yourself, and also therapy just to kind of get relaxed, because when you're relaxed then you won't create all these problems that come with everything else. Now, if you have anything to add, pop it in a comment down below. I read and respond to every single one, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.